after they've moved off on the green flag lap, I think. Okay, the car's moving off shortly then for their green flag lap. Looks like they're all there. I can't see any gaps on the grid. Shane Stoney will start as a favourite. He was several seconds clear in qualifying. That's the Generation 3 Coupe. Generation 1 cars have the double headlights. And Generation 2 with the larger single headlights, like Nick Flowers and the red car there. It's got one car, by the look of it, being cleared from the circuit. We can see there in the background to the paddock. While a couple of karts are being cleared off the circuit, so we can hand down to the pits where earlier Ian Waterhouse caught up with the man in 6th on the grid, Matt Mitter.
Fine, so you backed away and sensible?
Just backed away, kept it really sensible, and then unfortunately in every sector I was 2 seconds quicker before the red flag came out. I got under the bridge, saw the red flag, and I knew it was going to be a quick one, so it's just unfortunate. I think I fancied I'd been probably 4th without it, really.
Okay, fantastic. Look, we might even get a bit of a dry race. What are you thinking? That might be the case?
Yeah, obviously the way the grids look, it's a bit as like someone's throwing a bomb on it, really.
Yeah.
And a lot of drivers that are, we'll be looking in the mirrors plenty, put it that way.
So we're expecting high drama in this race. Is that what you're promising us,
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic, Matt. Thanks so much for talking to us. Right, there we go. We've got a promise of high drama in the first race for the Hyundai Coupe Cup. I'm going to hand over to your commentator, Dave Goddard, to take you through all of the action. You're not going to want to miss this.
Well, good to hear from Matt Mitter there, lining up 6th on the grid in the black Value Rater sponsored car. And you can see, if you missed qualifying this morning there, you could see just how wet it was here at Snetterton this morning. It was pouring down during qualifying. Thankfully, things have cleared up now just a little. The track is still a bit slippery. In position and ready to get the green flag lap underway for these Hyundai Coupes. So Shane Stoney and Wayne Rocket, I reckon, are going to be the two to watch here as they move off for the green flag lap. It's just a lap of the circuit to get heat into their tyres. You can see them weaving there. Shane Stoney, experienced racer, very quick indeed on pole position. There's number 69, Alistair Dendy. He had a win on opening weekend at Cadwell Park. The other race went to Alex Kersley. He's further back on the grid, number 88. Just caught a glimpse of him there. Only 17th on the grid. He'll be disappointed with that. Now it's dried out a bit, he'll try to come through. The Gen 3 car developed by John Winter himself. Driving the car, Alistair Dendy is racing today. There is James Goodwin, number 25, second on the grid. That's a Gen 2 car. It's the Gen 1 cars that have the single headlights and Gen 2 with the double headlights. Not the wrong way round earlier, apologies there for any Hyundai aficionados. Checkered liveried car there of Mark Jones, third on the grid. Good effort by him. There's Eddie O'Kane, the white and maroon car. Michael Evans in yellow and purple. The Cadbury's caramel livery, as I sometimes call it. Great fun and enjoyable series, this one. Nobody takes it too deadly seriously. They don't race for points, they race purely for enjoyment. There is an unofficial series winner crowned at the end of the year. Last year it was Mark Dickin, It'll be a new name this year because Mark's moved on up, and the black and orange car there, that's Mark's car from last year, being driven by Stuart McLaren. His wife was in our YouTube comments earlier on cheering him on. A longer race than some of these drivers are used to, 30 minutes. Down the Bentley straight up towards Brundle. In through Nelson and the bomb hole. I've just mentioned Mark Dickin. I've just had a message from him here in the commentary box. He's watching on. So Stuart McLaren, be careful with Dicko's old car. He'll be racing his Honda Civic at various events this year. There's another Gen 3 car, that's Barney Francis, 888. There's Johnny Rockets, teenager. Only a couple of track days before his race debut at Cadwell Park. He's never even driven on the road. Same livery, the blue and white halves as his dad's car, but with green wheels and mirrors. Wayne's wheels and mirrors on his car are pink. See a dry line has emerged there at Murray's. Nick Flowers in the red car. So they come forward to line up then, ready for 30 minutes of one-make race action from these coupes. I'm looking forward to this. They're normally very close and competitive, very evenly matched cars. Shane Stoney in the blue car on the left, in the white and red car, James Goodwin on the right. Second row, the almost checkered liveried car of Mark Jones, and the blue and white halves of Wayne Rockets. Every car on the grid, including Tommy Taylor and Ursula Jordan, who had problems in qualifying. Andrew Holmes was struggling a bit as well. The teams have worked hard to get them out for this one. I've got no idea who's going to win this. This is going to be really close. Green flag waves from the marshal at the back of the grid. And here we go with the Hyundai Coupes, and Shane Stoney has bogged down. One car doesn't get going. I think that was Stuart McLaren struggling away. James Goodwin trying to take the lead. Mark Jones tries to lean on Shane Stoney as they head down towards the first corner. He's made a terrible start, Shane Stoney. Wayne Rocket up into second place in the 17. Round the outside, Matt Mitter's got a good getaway from 6th on the grid. He's up into 3rd. Stoney's down to 5th behind Jones as they go round Rich's corner for the first time. Up towards the Wilson hairpin, it's James Goodwin from the outside the front row in the 25. Lifting a wheel there, he's going to run wide into the hairpin. Chased by Wayne Rocket. Let's hope they all make it round. 3rd is Matt Mitter in the number 10. Great start by him. They head down towards the left-hander at Palmer's for the first night. See how much the circuit has dried out from earlier on. It's James Goodwin, number 25, looking for his first win in the series here, who leads the way. Mark Jones sideways there, and even more sideways Eddie O'Kane. It's slippery, more slippery than it looks there. O'Kane on the grass. Bit of rally crossing from him there. Yeah, Stuart McLaren was the car that got the poor getaway. He's dropped almost to the back of the field. 69 of Alistair Dendy past the 32 of Mark Jones, chasing Shane Stoney, who's back up into 4th place. Jones losing a couple of places with that slide. Pulling out there to try for a pass 27, Darren Banks back in the midfield. start to string out, sort themselves out. At the back of the field there, Spencer Hirons in the 65 car. They go up towards the left-hander at Hamilton's. Very busy in the lower reach of the field, but it's Goodwin who leads through Williams' corner for the first time onto the Bentley straight. Rocket in second place, that's Rocket Senior. The rest of them start to string out behind. There's Nick Flowers, the red car. Michael Evans has dropped back a bit, as has Paul Lorry. Stuart McLaren with a bit of smoke there. Well, Mark Dickin, as I said, that car's previous owner is watching. I think that number 12 car of McLaren got a wallop as it came off the grid. We've got a bit of a contretemps there at the back. I think somebody's... yes, there's been a coming together there. Oh dear, that's the 38 of Darren Ford. He's crashed into Andrew Holmes by the look of things. I wonder if that was caused by Stuart McLaren slowing down there with that damage. And look at the state of Darren Ford's car. I'd say that's very much the end of his weekend, because they've got just the one race. Of course, there's more problems. So that's Johnny Rocket on the grass, trying to avoid the recovering Eddie O'Kane. I said this would be frantic. Goodness me, they're just getting used to the slippery conditions out there. Ursula Jordan behind them. Stuart McLaren's still going, despite that bit of smoke. Tommy Taylor behind them in the 77 car. And the safety car, not surprisingly, is coming out because of that crash on the Bentley straights. Okay, so the safety car will come out. James Goodwin, your leader. And we'll hopefully see a replay of whatever happened there coming out of the Williams corner for the first time. There we see. Oh, Andrew Holmes spun and wallop. Oh dear, Darren Ford nowhere to go into the side bin, but he'd already got caught up with somebody else there. That's end of game for Andrew Holmes and for Darren Ford. So the safety car will pick up race leader James Goodwin. It's Wayne Rocket in second, Shane Stoney in third after bogging down at the start. Alistair Dendy in the second of the Generation 3 cars is fourth. Matthew Mitter has dropped back to fifth. And rounding out the top six is Mark Jones. So the safety car heads them round them. Now, where is Alex Kersley? There he is. He started back in 17th. Normally a front runner. He's only made up 2 places so far. The Lancaster Insurance sponsored car. Works for the MG Owners Club, restoring classic MGs. Nice work if you can get it. Number 25, James Goodwin out front in the Michael Banks Cars entered machine. 75 quite well up there. That's Dan Fletcher in the all-white car. Well, safety car out, but it's quite a long race here. You can see the marshals in the background there sweeping up the debris. Andrew Holmes and Darren Ford, the 2 cars out of the race. Stuart McLaren is still going, but may have some damage. You can see the Snetterton fire tender on track there. Fine fleet of coupes out there. When the championship, when the series rather first started, it was only single figures of cars. Was John Winter built up the series, and he can look on with a lot of pride at these drivers and cars now. There's Triple Eight, that's Barney Francis. Made his debut at the end of last season. In one of the Gen 3 cars, which is becoming increasingly popular. Lists Snetterton is one of his favourite circuits as well, Barney. In one of the Misty Racing cars. As we say, Misty Racing do have these cars available for hire if you want to have a go yourself. Costs only a few £100 for the full package. There's Mark Brunning, our debutant. He's got Neil Hurren behind him, the Evo Recruit car. The lights are still on top of the safety car, so we will do at least one more lap. When those lights go out, the pack will be unleashed that time through. Just over 22.5 minutes on the clock, so we'll sure get plenty of racing laps in. You can see from our camera above the start line there how the circuit has dried out. It's great to see. It really was very treacherous earlier on. The marshals with a rapid clean-up. I think the concern was that one of those cars was leaking fuel. That's why we saw the fire tender go round as a precaution. Yeah, there we can see the fluid being put down. That's the end of Darren Ford's race. He's a cleaning company boss, runs Focus Commercial Cleaning. Maybe you could help with the sweeping up. Hope he's all right. And Andrew Holmes as well, the Yorkshireman in the 16 car. '25 James Goodwin looking for his first Coupe Cup victory. Although Wayne Rockett, I'm sure, will be ready to pounce on this restart. Shane Stoney, likewise. That's rather rescued in this safety car period because of his poor start. It was his first time in the car from a standing start, to be fair to him. In Radicals, he was used to rolling starts. Alistair Dendy behind them. He's done some of his racing in the Citroen C1 series. He runs a Volkswagen Audi specialist garage. He is the blue and orange and white car there in 4th place. Behind him, Matt Mitter, heard from him earlier. And then Mark Jones, and then Mark Brunning on his debut, up there in 7th place in his dad Ian's car. Neil Hurren is next. Then Banks, Fletcher, Francis, Flowers, Michael Evans in the number 5. Paul Lorry and Alex Kersley, eager to make progress. Ursula Jordan there, the white and blue car. Tommy Taylor in 77. Then 65, that's Spencer Hirons, and Roger Owens has dropped to the back of the pack in number 26. See the cars there still on the Bentley Straight, the flatbed recovery vehicle in attendance. It's quite a nasty wallop that Darren Ford took there. Hope he's all right. There's Roger Owens, number 26. Business consultant from Kettering in Northants. First race was in 2019 in the Hyundais. It's Donington Park as his favourite circuit. The series will be off there later this year. Safety car still out. Hopefully we'll get some racing laps in soon under green. After this is our next race, which is for the Dunlop Mini Miglia Challenge. That promises to be a cracker. And then we've got another 1 hour race for the Brick Car Endurance Championship. Andrew Holmes' car is being towed off by one of the pickup trucks. Darren Ford's car is requiring the flatbed. I think there's Andrew Holmes' car behind the Volkswagen Amarok. The man from Barnsley. It's a Misty Racing run car. Made his debut. Just go, look at the state of that. Darren Ford straight into his passenger door. Car prepared by Misty Racing. As you mentioned, you can hire a car from them. Try racing for yourself. Shouldn't be too much longer now, hopefully, once the car is on the flatbed. Following in single file, no overtaking. The light's still on at the moment on top of the BMW. Remember, when they go out, it means the safety car is in this lap and we can go racing again. Don't forget our next BARC TV coverage is on Bank Holiday Monday, May the 31st. Classic Touring Car Racing Club taking centre stage. That's at Donington Park with all of their various classes. Also the Kumho BMW Championship and the Mighty Minis as well. Scheduled to appear at that meeting. That's May the 31st at Donington Park. Well, past the halfway point in this race. Past 15 minutes to go on the timer. Clock doesn't stop during safety car laps. Lights are still on. See how the clear up is going on Bentley Straights. And the lights go out on the BMW, so we're going racing this time. So it'll be a race of just under 14 minutes. Now watch for Rocket and Stoney as they get up towards Riches. They can't pass until they cross the start-finish line, of course. They have to stay single file. Once the pace car is in the pit lane, it'll be up to James Goodwin to judge the start. Try to keep his lead. Alistair Dendy's lurking there as well, looking for his second win of the season. The other winner on opening weekend was Alex Kersley, and he's only 15th. Michael Evans in the number 5. Petrol caps come open on his car. There's Paul Lorry, number 28. On this damp but drying circuit here at Snetterton. We're almost ready to go racing once again. Nervous times for James Goodwin. Can he hang on in front? Looking for his first win. Wayne Rocket, a former series winner. Shane Stoney, a champion in several disciplines. Two big hitters behind him here. And look at this, James Goodwin's not hanging about. He's pulled away from the rest of the field, trying to create some breathing space, ready for the restarts. They'll come down towards the start-finish line. The green flag about to be waved. And here we go. Up towards the line. They can't pass until the line. Shane Stoney's already trying to position himself. They head down towards Rich's corner. What will be the 5th time in this Carbon8 Lighting Hyundai Coupe Cup with Toyo Tires race. James Goodwin has held his advantage, chased by Wayne Rockets. Shane Stoney having a look. They go up towards Wilson's hairpin. 4th place is Dendy. Then it's Mitter, Jones, and the rest of them. And look at Shane Stoney. That's a brave move right up the outside. He's going to try and take 2nd place. He won't get past James Goodwin, who's run wide. He had to lift off there, Shane Stoney. He's on the bumper of the race leader, but Rocket is there alongside him. 3 of them for the lead as they head down towards Palmer's. Stoney trying to squeeze past both of them. They could be 3 wide into Palmer's here. This is going to be interesting. Side by side for 2nd. Goodwin has held his lead. Stoney forces Rocket to go wide towards the curb. Dendy's there to pick up the pieces if anything goes wrong behind them. The rest of them go streaming through. And Rocket has the widest Hyundai Coupe in Britain right now, holding that 2nd place. That's allowed Goodwin to escape into the lead. Look at Dendy around the outside of Shane Stoney. Can he get the car stopped in time? The 2 Gen 3 cars side by side. And Rockets run wide on the exit. They're going to be 3 wide up towards Hamilton's here. Caught in the middle is Alistair Dendy. He's trying to go through the middle as they come up towards Hamilton's. Then on to Oggies. James Goodwin has the lead as they come up towards the right-hander. But who's going to appear in 2nd place? They were 3 wide on the way in. The slippery surface flag being displayed by the marshals because of the clear-up from the incident there. Who's going to appear in 2nd place? Dendy's got through the middle. That's brilliant by Alistair Dendy in the 69. Stoney 3rd. Rocket is down to 4th. Oh, Dendy's run wide as I say that, coming onto the Bentley straight, onto the mud. That's going to lose him momentum. Bit of rally crossing there, and through will go Shane Stoney into 2nd place. Wayne Rocket says, I'll have some of this as well, and forces his way into 3rd position. He's going to go for 2nd now on the inside at Brundle. This is brilliant racing for 2nd place. Rocket goes through and he's back to 2nd again. Or is he? Or is he? Because Shane Stoney's there. Oh, there was contact there, I think. Very slight, but it was enough to send Rocket out wide onto the curb. Dendy back at the inside. They're going to be 3 wide again. This is terrific stuff. This is like touring car racing. And meanwhile, James Goodwin is saying, well, while you're all squabbling for 2nd place, I'm going to clear off, put my foot down, and pull away into the lead. Rocket's held that 2nd place now. It's Stoney in 3rd place. 4th is Alistair Dendy. Stoney looking a bit shaky there in that 3rd place. It's still slippery out there. Meanwhile, Matt Mitter is still 5th. Mark Jones 6th. And Mark Brunning is 7th. Then it's Neil Hurren, Darren Banks and Dan Fletcher completing the top 10 as they come through to complete the lap. Over the line they go. 5 laps completed. 1.6 seconds is the lead for Goodwin over Wayne Rockets. Stoney in 3rd. Then it's Dendy. Mitter still 5th. There's Alex Kersley. Where's he up to? He's 13th now. He's got ahead of Nick Flowers and Paul Lorry. Here they come down towards Wilson's hairpin. Alistair Dendy not close enough to attack for 3rd place. Rocket again tries to attack for the race lead. Closed up under braking there on James Goodwin. See, it's still a bit wet offline there on the exit. Very easy to slide wide onto the curbs or onto the grass. Down towards Palmer. Goodwin led at the line by 1.6 seconds. Less than that now. Wayne Rocket has got him in his sights. There's Matt Mitter. Further back in 5th. The top 4 are pulling away. Here they are. Goodwin, Rocket, Stone, Dendy. Alistair Dendy, the Unit 18 automotive car. Volkswagen Audi Group specialists. It's Hyundai's. He's having to be a specialist at the moment as Stoney has another look. Trying to take Wayne Rocket in the Rockets of Denmead car for 2nd position. He's going to have to go like a rocket if he's going to catch James Goodwin here. This is great stuff. Just over 9 minutes of this race to go. Up towards Williams. They'll head onto the Bentley straight. Then it'll be in the braking area for Brundle where attacks can be made. Are we going to see any slipstreaming here? The leaders run a bit wide there. You see the bit of dirt being kicked up. And yes, he's lost momentum. He's going to lose the lead because here comes Wayne Rocket up alongside him. Goodwin needs to keep it to the inside here, but no. Rocket's got the overlap and he's through, and so is Shane Stoney. Wayne Rocket has the lead then. Goodwin, he just ran a bit wide there as they came onto the Bentley straight. Very easy to do, and he's gone from 1st to 3rd. Wayne Rocket in the half and half car. Oh, he's run wide again. Coming out of Nelson's there into the bomb hole. And Shane Stoney is poised to attack now for the lead. Through the bomb hole up towards the right-hander at Corham. It's long right-hander round into Murray's, the final corner of the circuit. Lots of racing still to come, just over 8 minutes to go in this Carbon8 Hyundai Coupe Cup with Toyo Tires. Solo race of the weekend. Dendy is up to third. Now he's got ahead of James Goodwin. Then a gap back to Mitter. Looks as though Mark Brunning is up into 6th place, our newcomer. He's going well. Over the line they go. What's the lead gap going to be? Rocket from Stoney, and Stoney did the fastest lap of the race. That time through 2:33.79. It's half a second behind Wayne Rocket, so he's within striking distance. Out of Riches. Up towards Wilson's hairpin. Shane Stoney again later on the brakes in the Gen 3 car. It's the Generation 2 Coupe. It holds the lead, again just over the curb there on the exit. Here comes Stoney, he's going to dive to the inside. No you don't, says Wayne Rocket. It's weaving all over the place, those frantic Shane Stoney. Dendy in 3rd place, and James Goodwin starting to drop away now into 4th. Comparing his lap times to that of Mitter, they're about the same. So Matt Mitter in the black car there is in 5th. A little bit of smoke possibly from the back of his car. Brunning is up to 6th. Mark Jones 7th. Then Neil Hurren is 8th. Rockets runs wide through the exit of Agostini. This is Shane Stoney's opportunity. He's surely going to go through. Wayne Rocket just a little bit eager there through Agostini. He's lost the lead. Through goes Shane Stoney to take it up. The pole sitter made a poor start, but he's fought back. Up towards Oggies, then to Williams, and onto the Bentley straights. Wayne Rocket is fighting back. Right on the bumper there of the Gen 3 machine as they head into Williams. He should try and get in the slipstream as they go down the Bentley straight and get to the left. Shane Stoney needs to stay on the left here. Stoney will hold the inside line as they come down towards the left-hander. Rocket trying to go round the outside, trying to position himself so he's on the inside for the next corner at Nelson. Alistair Dendy watching on in car 69 for 3rd. Can Rocket get up the inside? No, he's gone wide again. He always does there. He got down the inside, but he's just too eager into that corner. He's too late on the brakes every time. There's Matt Mitter. He's being caught by Mark Brunning for 5th place. And then we've got Mark Jones, Neil Hurren. 9th it is Darren Banks, and Alex Kersley is up to 10th. And Dan Fletcher, Barney Francis and Michael Evans, they're having a good old scrap for 12th position. Lead battle is still raging on at the front. There's Neil Hurren, the ex-Toyota MR2 racer in the 87. He's in 8th place. There go the leaders over the line. Stoney ahead of Rockets, then Dendy. There goes Goodwin. He's dropping away now. His lap time's about 3 seconds slower than the 3 ahead of him. 5 minutes to go. Oh, and Shane Stoney is run wide. He's under the grass, so is Rocket. They both go wide. Wayne Rocket's heading for the farmer's field. What's happened there? They just suddenly seem to hit the wet outside line. Now Stoney has held his lead. Dendy is up to 2nd. Rocket, who went right off onto the grass, is down to 3rd. These cars now really do look like they've been rallycrossing. Rallycross is taking place elsewhere today at Liddon Hill. So Alistair Dendy up to 2nd. Now it's Gen 3 cars 1 and 2. There's Darren Ford with the remains of his car. You can see the state of that car now after the accident early on. Look at the mess that's in after he hit Andrew Holmes' spinning car. Meanwhile, there are the leaders. The 2 Gen 3 cars. Starting to get a little more spaced out now. With Shane Stoney. First rose to prominence in junior saloon cars before he moved to the Mini Challenge in its infancy with the BMW Minis. Then moved up to Radical sports cars. His dad Chris raced this car at the season opener for the Coupe Cup at Cadwell. And here's a busy midfield. Ursula Jordan there. She's going well in the 94. There's Johnny Rockets. Many people's favourite name this weekend. Battling it out with the Tommy Taylor, number 77, who started from the back. Ursula Jordan made the move up last year from karting. Scored a fine 6th place in the opening race of the season in Lincolnshire. Chasing Paul Lorry, that's the battle for 14th place. Behind them, Nick Flowers, Johnny Rockets, Tommy Taylor, Eddie O'Kane and Roger Owens. Eddie O'Kane never really recovering from his off on the first lap. 3 retirements so far, the 2 cars involved in the accident. We also lost Stuart McLaren, who pulled into the pits with a bit of damage. Alex Kersley is now on the move in the 88, the Lancaster insurance car. We call that car the Lancaster Bomber, and he's certainly bombing his way up the order here. He's got past Darren Banks in the 27, now going for Neil Hurren in the 87. Through Murray's. 2.5 minutes of this race to go. So I think they've got this lap they're on, plus 1 more to go now. For Shane Stoney, Alistair Dendy and Wayne Rockets. They're covered by 1.6 seconds. There is your leader coming through the hairpin. And Rocket is fighting back. Look at the mud on the front of his car. Good job this isn't a night race. His headlamps are completely covered. Shane Stoney has pulled away slightly now to the tune of about 1.5 seconds. Is it going to be a 1-2 for the Generation 3 cars? Wayne Rocket might have something to say about that. He's sizing up Alistair Dendy here. Swing their way through Agostini. This time it's Dendy's turn to run wide. Under pressure. 1 minute 40 to go. Now, will it be checkered flag this time, or will they get 1 more lap in? I think it's going to be close. Oh, that's a spinner. That's 27. That's Darren Banks, and he's lost his front bumper there. Now, there must have been some contact there, possibly with... who was he battling with? Neil Hurren was near him, and Alex Kersley as well. So, maybe some contact there. The front valance hanging off. Now, if that drags around at the side of the car, he'll be flagged in to remove that with the black and orange flag. Recovered well, though. Here's the leader, coming into Brundle. Shane Stoney. From Dendy. And Wayne Rockets, after his mud plugging up at Rich's corner. As I said, you don't want to go into that farmer's field next to the circuit. You won't get out from there without the help of a tractor. Through the bomb hole towards Coram. Looks like they will get 1 more lap out of this. There's just over 30 seconds left on the clock. But now for Shane Stoney. He's pulling away in front. Looks like he'll be plain sailing on this last lap. On his own in 4th now is James Goodwin, the early leader. And there is 27. His bumper now stuck under the car. Darren Banks. Over the line they go, and yes, Stoney pulled away by over a second on that last lap. He's heading for victory. They're into the last lap now. Clock just about to count down to 0 as they go through Rich's. Goodwin on his own in 4th, then Matt Mitter still there in 5th. That'll be one of his best results in the series so far. Battle still raging for 2nd, but this is allowing Shane Stoney to pull away. Alex Kersley is now up to 6th. He has come through well, and if it hadn't been for the safety car, he'd probably be up there with the leaders now, given his pace. Mark Jones down to 7th. It's Mark Brunning 8th. And Neil Hurren and Barney Francis. He's going well, rounding out the top 10. The battle for 2nd still not resolved, though. Still Dendy versus Rocket. Dendy runs a little bit wide. He always does there. Wayne Rocket not able to capitalise though. Where's Rocket Jr. back in the pack? He's in 16th place. Through towards Oggies for the last time. Checkered flag will be awaiting them next time around. Here's the battle further back. That's Barney Francis in 10th place. He's got Michael Evans behind him. And then Darren Banks in his now lightweight coupe. Dendy and Rocket are heavyweights because of the amount of mud they've picked up on their cars. Through towards the bomb hole for the last time. Here's a fight at the back of the pack. Nick Flowers, Eddie O'Kane, Tommy Taylor, and at the back Roger Owens. The fight for second won't be resolved till the very last corner, but it's going to be a win for Shane Stoney. He bogged down off the line, but was able to fight back, aided by the safety car. Round Corham they come for the last time, into Murray's. It's going to be the second win in the series for a Generation 3 Coupe in the Carbon8 Hyundai Coupe Cup with Toyo Tires, and it's going to be a win on his debut for Shane Stoney in car number 89. He comes through to take the win. Looks like it could be a photo finish for second place. Look at this, is it going to be Rocket or Dendy across the line? It's Wayne Rocket who gets there on the drag to the line. Cracking finish between those two. He got the better exit from Murray's, takes second by 0.2 of a second, and got the fastest lap on the last lap as well. Oh, Alex Kersley's had a spin on the last corner. All his good work is undone. Dendy took third, and somebody else off as well. Ursula Jordan's had a spin. They're all pushing too hard to gain places on that last lap, you see. James Goodwin fourth. Matt Mitter is fifth. Sixth for Mark Jones. Alex Kersley ends up seventh after that last corner spin. He'll be frustrated there. Eighth goes to Neil Hurren. I think we may have lost Mark Brunning and Barney Francis. I think they've had a tangle on the last corner as well, because Michael Evans has come through for 9th. Francis 10th. Darren Banks, completely with the missing front bumper, takes 11th. And Dan Fletcher 12th. Yes, I think we may have lost Mark Brunning in a contretemps on the last lap there, possibly with Barney Francis. That's a great shame, because he was going so well on his day. He was up to 6th at one point. Yes, we have lost Mark Brunning, so completing the top 10, Barney Francis. 11th went to Darren Banks. 12th, Dan Fletcher. 13th for Johnny Rocket. 14th, Paul Lorry. Completing the top 15 was Nick Flowers. Then we had Eddie O'Kane, Tommy Taylor, Roger Owens, Ursula Jordan. And I think we lost Mark Brunning and possibly Spencer Hirons as well. So a slightly bruising encounter for the Carbon8 Coupe Cup with Toyo Tires. But a first win on his debut for Shane Stoney in the Generation 3 car. Second Gen 3 win of the season for the man from York. Well, down in Parc Fermé, we can hand over to Ian Waterhouse, who is down there to talk to our top three.
Right, everybody, welcome down to Parc Fermé, and I've got the guys here, top three. What a race, wasn't it? It was up and down, and here he is. Shane, congratulations. We spoke after qualifying, you put it on pole, but you didn't have it all your own way in the race. Wow, that was incredible.
Oh, that was hard work. I mean, these boys, they really know what they know how these cars work. We had a bit of a issue with the start. The lights came on, the lights went out, the 5-second board came on, and it was like, oh, what happened here? So, yeah, that was obviously a bit of a nightmare, and obviously I got swamped then, and then we had the safety car for a little while, but. It was good. It was great fun, having to battle with these guys. These guys have been racing these cars all this time. I've sort of jumped in as a bit of a one-off and had a go, but cracking.
Well, I took it home last year, you were flying, actually trying track, fastest lap, starting to get a little bit away then in your rhythm.
Once I managed to break the toe, I mean, the toe round here is pretty big. I mean, these guys have got quite big rear wings, so, as soon as you broke the toe, you were all right, you could then start driving your line, but when the boys were on the back of me, it was having to drive down the inside, we were overtaking all the time, so it was brilliant fun, yeah.
It was great to watch, Shane. Congratulations, Shane Stoney, you winner there. We've got Wayne Rocket, and he certainly was a rocket, wasn't he, in that race? My word, you've got dirt on the front, you've got all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Wow, talk us through that.
That was a lot of fun. It's great having the new guy there, new challenge, and the Gen 3s are obviously properly set up around here.
Let's get Alistair in as well, because it was a cracker, wasn't it?
To battle with Alistair and Shane there, that was a brilliant battle. We love that.
Well, you three were having a good old ding-dong, weren't you? And right at the end, you two were having a good old ding-dong. And Wayne just got you at the end there, Alistair, but it's cracking racing, wasn't it?
I couldn't. I tried so hard to keep them behind. I pushed so hard on the last lap. I didn't have any tyres left to defend at the last corner. But fair play. All three of us, I thought, were really fair. It was really hard.
Yeah.
It was a good race.
It certainly was, guys. Congratulations. Thanks for chatting to us, taking the time. Well done. All smiles here on the Hyundai Coupe Cup. It is almost time for the Mini Miglias, the first race. I'm going to hand over to your commentator, Dave Goddard.